Welcome back to Dinner and Dungeons podcast. My name's Donnie. We're going to cook up an appetizer real quick. I'm going to pass it on to the left real quick.
That would be me. Hi, my name is Davon. We got a smaller group today, so there's one more person that we have here, and I'm going to pass the mic to them.
Hey, this is Drew. We're going to have a smaller show today. Just get something put on the books for the channel.
Yeah, some sustenance. Yeah.
What's the question for us today, Drew?
I think we're going to go with what's our favorite cryptid.
A very good question, Drew. Very good question. Who wants to go first? I will. Okay, I will. Mine would be for sure the Loch Ness Monster. I love water creatures. Always have, you know. And I don't know, I always thought this Nessie was cool because, like, I just imagine some random humanoid fish thing out there in just a random lake, you know, that'd just be fire.
Just a massive,
just
turtle,
like prehistoric looking
dinosaur.
thing. Yeah, like that'd be so fire. And like they never had like any accounts of it being like aggressive. So if it was like, you know, just chilling out there too, that'd be so. I don't know. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Well, yeah,
sure.
because
I'm pretty sure they were like he was like eating boats and stuff.
Well,
Was
I heard
he?
that it was
Because,
called
like-
the Loch Ness Monster, and it had a Glock.
The Loch Ness Monster.
No, I mean, like, I didn't think there was any accounts because, like, there was really never any good proof of it. You know, like the famous picture, everyone thought was like driftwood. So there's never really been any good like proof behind it. So that's why I feel like. But there might be accounts. I do not know. I don't
Well, I'm pretty sure it's just a dinosaur. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. So it's possible. I mean,
So do you think dinosaurs were actually like birds? Have you heard about that? Like,
yeah, our birds were our dinosaurs.
Yeah,
or
like
like
that
dinosaurs
evolved.
had feathers.
like
And
that was the
whatnot.
closest thing that we could compare them to.
I would say so. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked into it enough, but I'd definitely say so. I mean, I'd say we're all connected to all of the past in some way. You know, with like the lizards and stuff we have now. I mean, they're saying that the only reason why things can't get any bigger than they are is because of how much oxygen's left on the planet, you know.
I did not know that at all. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping, when you were saying that, I was hoping that fact would just blow my mind, and it totally did.
Well, they also say that if something like Godzilla couldn't exist because gravity would pull it too hard for it to be that big. But I don't know if that's true or not. I would assume, like heavier set people, their muscles are stronger because they're carrying around more weight in a way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's where I am with that one.
I mean, that's fire. That's fire if that's true. Because, I mean, I don't want any big creatures in this world, you know? We don't have the Avengers to save us, so it's kind of like we're stuck. Like,
We just got Joe Biden.
yeah, we, like, Sleepy Joe, we can't really do anything with him, you know? Besides try to offer Godzilla a stimulus check, I mean.
Whatever drugs they're giving him.
Yeah. But,
What about you, Landon?
Real quick, I looked it up. Apparently, Loch Ness Monster killed one guy, and then someone named Columba banished him to the Loch Ness.
wait, this is like the lore before he came. He came
lore.
to.
But he killed one guy and got just
He got the worst,
He
like,
got stuck in a pool.
the worst life. He's like, okay, you know, one person, that's enough for, like, the worst punishment. Just go to some random lake, and where's he, like, stationed at?
Loch Ness. Isn't that the name of the lake?
But, like, where's that at?
It's in Scotland.
It's in Scotland? Okay.
Scotland.
So you just put him in Scotland for the rest of his life.
It's
It's
the
like,
Loch Ness.
you gotta
It
go
only
chill over
has
there.
to feed like once
Just
every
to listen
1,000
to-
years.
Like, that's
Has to listen to fucking bagpipes all the time.
Yeah, just, dude.
See a bunch of men in skirts and stuff. Hairy
It's a
legs
kilt.
popping out.
It's a cute.
I'd have to say mine was tied between Loch Ness but I think the one that I was gonna go with was Yeti.
Yeah.
I think Yetis are so dope. I hope I didn't just steal yours.
No,
but-
I'm going with Sasquatch.
The Ice,
Oh, okay.
the
Cool.
Ice Age,
So, like I'm like
Skunk ape.
it's like the distant cousin.
Mm-hmm.
the Ice Age, not Ice Age,
The Monsters Inc. one?
Monsters Inc.
The
There
snow
it is.
cones.
Yeah, the snow cones.
See,
Such a
I feel
good
like
scene.
that those are totally possible things. You know what I mean? And I would say
Oh,
like
yeah.
they have that footage from like the 60s where that it's a female and it's walking along a riverbed, I would say that's real, and like they've just all passed on by now. You know, people have taken over everything, you know. Drones and stuff are everywhere. You'd eventually see them, and there's even some crazy drone footage where in like the middle of the woods there's just something huge running into the tree line and it's following it. I mean, and could be fake, could not be, who knows. I at least think that that 60s footage of it, I definitely think that's real. I mean, it's just crazy.
I always think, you know, not necessarily all stereotypes, but stereotypes are a thing for a reason. I think, like, things that, no, I'm not saying it like that. Chill out. But in the same sense, I feel like crazy stories are, like, happen, like, for a reason. Like, how do we come up with the idea of aliens? Or Bigfoot? Or Loch Ness Monster? Yetis? Like, whatever.
Skinwalker?
I just think, like, that's stuff, I don't think we're creative enough as a race to just necessarily think of, like, random monsters. I think it comes from some inspiration.
Yeah, there's something behind it. I mean, where would it come from? You know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing with demons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, where did that event come from? You know, it came from somewhere.
Yeah, no one's... And, like, when they're like, oh, well, it was probably just they saw some random crazy guy or something, or an animal that they haven't discovered yet. Like, yeah, that could be true. But at the same time, if enough people are like, no, it had, like a griffin... Like, it just is like...
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Who's thinking of that?
And it's associated with, like, medieval times,
yes.
you know, Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot.
Like a big cat with wings and then, like, a serpent as its tail. Like, that shouldn't be a thing.
What if all of the cryptid, like, animals and creatures are just Bartholomew?
That's why he isn't here now. He's
Bigfoot,
Loch Ness monstering somebody.
Bigfoot, you know.
Yeah,
running
Bigfoot's
around,
my favorite.
Yeti.
When I was a kid, they used to have a show called Scariest Places on Earth, and they would talk about a lot of stuff like that. I like the Jersey Devil. That one was crazy. Talking about something like a bat thing jumping from tree to tree and just... Or, what was it? Back where I'm from, they talk a lot about the chupacabra. They always find them dogs that have that skin disease, and it looks just nuts, so they call it a chupacabra.
Yeah, with the black skin. Like, those are like the Aztec or whatever, something. Like
yeah, they find those animals with no blood left in them, but they haven't been eaten, you know what I mean? So that's strange. I mean, what's going on with
Vampires,
that?
bro.
Yeah.
There's vampires in Louisiana. I swear. There's got to be. Like, there's too much evil down there.
They're hiding in the swamp.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like,
there is a lot
the
going
stories
on there.
like the stories I hear about that, and then like how many like natural disasters have touched down there. Like they say like, oh, they're trying to like wipe them out. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be crazy, dude. Like,
well, that's where Mardi Gras is at, isn't it?
I know. Yeah.
And there's a lot of voodoo and stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that goes down, like a lot of like lust and sinfulness.
Like, dark magic.
Yeah, goes down. So like,
it's like a new Sodom and Gomorrah.
Low key. I mean, like. Would love to visit, though.
Yeah,
I would love to visit.
Gotta get a few sets of beads.
I mean, I gotta get down there.
You know you gotta get some beads.
I gotta get down there.
You gotta get some beads up in there.
Gotta get a vampire real quick.
Just one time.
Just one time is all I need, but...
We actually have another member here.
Yeah, he just joined. I don't know if you heard the door
He just
or
pulled
not.
up. He just pulled up. Who could it be?
Oh, sorry, guys.
You can move it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hello.
What's your name?
Tim.
How you doing, Tim?
We got Tim Robinson in here today.
Home
No,
improvement.
if you don't know who that voice is, that's my lovely brother Darion has joined us. Woo woo!
Tim, what's your favorite cryptid animal or creature? If you had to pick.
While he's thinking, have you ever, like, you know how people say, like, it's so crazy for a unicorn to exist? But, like, how is that crazier than a giraffe? You know what I'm saying? I saw that online the other day, and I was like, that's actually true. Because that little long neck-looking thing, and, like, when you think about it, I don't even see giraffes as much as, like, I see every other animal. They're, like, rare.
Well, what about a duck-billed platypus?
What about
You ever
platypus?
seen those
those
things?
are
Bro, they
crazy.
got poison.
What
They
about
got poison
a
and they lay
narwhal?
eggs.
What about a
What's going on?
narwhal? What's
Yeah.
going on with that thing? That is a unicorn that would just a whale instead. And I feel like that should be harder than a horse with a horn. You know what I'm saying? To be existing.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that's wild. Yep.
But yeah, platypus. Let's go back to that. I mean, like, those, I mean, shout out to
aren't
Phineas
real.
and Ferb.
Those aren't real.
But, like, the only thing is they're just not teal in real life, but they don't, yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they're not teal.
even yellow? It's like a seal's, right?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, I think so.
And they got the web feet.
They got web feet.
And
they got the beaver
poison
tail.
barbs
They
on
got
their
the
back feet. I believe
Yep,
it is.
they lay eggs.
That's wild.
Like, why? What's going on here?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, obviously, I know who created them,
there's
but
something
like,
like that.
what's
I mean,
yeah,
Or like alligators, crocodiles.
yeah.
those
Why is
things
there
are
a
still
difference? Why is there a difference too? So, am I gonna be the only one to ask?
Well, why are they still around?
It's like different biomes, right? That they
Like, how is that not a?
That's
dinosaur?
literally that's a dinosaur.
Well, we've had animals go extinct in our lifetime. You know what I mean? Like in our existence.
And
So
then they
what else
randomly
is
come
on,
back.
you know?
Have you noticed that? How does that work too? I've seen stuff where they're like they go into extinction and then they're like, oh, it came back
find one
after.
or something.
I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I
dude,
think
How
they-
did you
there's
document
islands
that
we
they
don't
went
know
extinct?
about.
But
There's
then
tons
now
of
it's
stuff.
like,
There's
Yeah.
places we still haven't gone, like islands.
and they have
stuff.
just the same animals.
Yeah, I guess.
What? Shouldn't there be different ones? Isn't
Well,
that how
it's like
ex- like?
There's only a certain amount of animals that you can distribute out.
I feel like there should just be
Some of those
infinite
guys,
amounts,
honestly,
and we
some
should.
of them
We're
probably
just
got like
cheating.
shipwrecked off of some random boat back in like 1200. Some guy was probably taking them from one area to another, and then they ended up on some random island. Because think about like how hard it is to actually like
we,
go places in
there's
a
Black
boat.
Panthers in Oklahoma, right? Like
Well,
literally.
Black Panthers.
what?
Black Panthers don't
Yeah.
even exist.
Yeah, they brought them
They're-
here in like the 80s
aren't
to
they
kill a
just-
bunch of the deer.
What?
Yeah, they had a deer population problem. My dad has scared one off from killing their Rottweiler,
Yeah,
man.
Panthers don't exist. They're jaguars, and Black Panthers are just jaguars with like a different skin.
Yeah, just a dark color.
Yeah, they're like albino.
Dude, yeah,
pretty
my
sure it's
dad
like
actually
what-
scared one off from killing that Rottweiler. It was stalking it and he was like standing in his kitchen and he looked out the window and he seen it like in the tall grass and it was going after his brother's dog. And he ran out there and just started yelling and I guess he scared it off. But then another time he was going to leave his property and he seen a black tail just like go into the freaking tall grass. Like it just was walking through there.
I'm pretty sure that's the start of Tarzan, isn't it?
Wow. Turn around, he's got a
That's where they got that from. Gosh, and then the gorillas came out and everything.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
man, dude.
Everybody was
Origin
cool.
story.
Was he living in a treehouse, Lily?
He might have been.
Yeah,
It was so sick.
yeah.
It had like a netting underneath it too.
Yeah, it
Had
had
the safety net
frames.
underneath?
Yeah, like the framing on
Bro
it.
went ham
yeah,
on
the
that.
gutters and stuff. Like, what are we doing? Who's building that? Oh, I was going to talk about something else, but I can't remember.
Unicorns.
Butter sausage.
Let's talk about do you? There has to definitely be a time where someone ventured out, right, to some place, saw something, and it just like killed them, and like we'll never know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be some giant little creature out there,
Have you ever seen
and
like,
we're never gonna see it
the
because
massive, like the supposed like massive snakes in Africa?
yeah.
That are like 100, 200
Yeah,
feet
they
like the
got
long.
man-eating
They're
ones.
like this, like they're as wide as a table.
Yeah, they had a
be
picture of that
terrifying.
one. They had the picture of the one, and it was striking at a helicopter in the sky. They said they took a picture of it, and that like from them like trying like figuring it out, and that the head was like 3 foot. The head was just the head alone was
How
like
does a
a
snake
3-foot
jump,
deal.
bro?
That's
How
just
does
like
it?
this.
How does it work?
Yeah,
It's
it
like
don't make
it
no
whips
sense.
its body.
I know it shouldn't when it's
should
literally
be able to
80,
move,
80
yeah.
million pounds.
They can climb up stuff
Yeah,
too.
they climb up trees.
Yeah, how?
That's why anytime if I'm outside in a yard or something and there's trees, I'm watching that shit. Not
Are
for,
there are there
not for birds, not
scales
for
opening
squirrels.
up and grabbing bark, or like what are we doing?
I don't know.
They wrap
no
around it.
idea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They can just fight gravity somehow on that.
So
shit.
they can just strangle the tree and just go
You ever
up
seen-
instead of
you
just
ever seen
around it.
videos of,
They
like-
just can go up too.
Videos of like Florida man gets attacked by a snake from a tree, and you just see it like flail out of the tree and like smack.
like why
onto
is it
him.
attacking, dude? Why is it doing like a stealth
It's
takedown
hunting,
from
bro.
Assassin's Creed?
Dude, did you see
Splinter
the video?
Cell-
Did you see the
Splinter
video
Cell
of the guy?
scales?
He opened up his screen door and there was a snake in there and it bit him right in his head on the Ring doorbell.
Or the garage.
He's like, oh.
I mean,
I don't know if I saw that
garbage.
one.
Garbage can. This dude opened it up. There's just a snake waiting for him.
Just ready to bite him? Yeah, I
Got
mean,
his hand.
just pissed right away. That's crazy.
That's a place I would never live. Is Florida. There's too many animals
Yeah,
down
no
there.
way.
That's the jungle, bro. There's alligators everywhere.
Florida
snakes.
or definitely like Australia. For
Australia's
sure.
bad. They
Yeah.
got like poison snails
I
and
know. They're finding
The
some new.
kangaroos will
They're
fight
finding
you.
new poison like bullshit down there every single day. That's like flying and has like technology in it or
There's,
something.
like, dirty droughts
Like
in there.
evolving every
just
single.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's like it's just it's got LED lights in it. It's like
Sounds like a drone.
what do you guys think is in the ocean? You know, because like how they say
The
like
ocean
only like
horrifies me.
5%. Yeah. Oh, it like
Water at
terrifies
all.
me.
I just
for
sit
sure.
there and wait to get bit. Like you're just swimming, just waiting to get pulled
like
down.
You think, yeah, I've had
I
those
fish
thoughts
now.
before.
That's it.
But-
NASA used to be an ocean. They used to like search the ocean, and then all of a sudden, in like the 50s, 60s, they started doing, or like 40s, they started looking at space.
Oh yeah, because it was. I heard that because they were like they saw something down there that scared them, and then now they're trying to get
trying
out.
Well, have you
Find
heard
a
that
new-
deal where they went so deep down into one of those trenches that they could hear hell going on? You could hear people screaming. It sounded like hell. Look into that.
I've
That's
seen some
wild.
weird
So
stuff.
now I'm just
Yeah.
getting confused because if we found 5% of it, how are we already down to hell? Then like, what's
They
the
went
other?
down into the deepest. I think it was the Marianas Trench.
Yeah.
And I think they as far as they went,
hear
and like
screams.
the audio, it was like screaming, like just people in massive pain.
I went on a TikTok conspiracy theory rabbit hole one time, and there was this one submarine documentary where the guy like saw water, like it like was darker than the water they were in. It was like black almost, but you could see into it. You could tell it was water, and the submarine couldn't go into it. It was almost like a firmament or something, you know, like a barrier that they couldn't
Yeah.
go into.
You know
It's
what?
really
I might,
weird.
and I also think that someone else did this. What did they do? I think he had a drone, and maybe this is. I might have mixed this story up with the Marianas Trench one. But he had a drone, and he dipped it into a certain body of water. It was like a circle, and it was, I don't know what it was. It was a weird body of water, and then you could hear like screams and stuff going on. But I don't know if that's like water moving around, air moving around, like in a seashell. You know, you hear the ocean. So
Yeah.
it could have just mimicked, and our mind
Some weird,
takes us
like,
to that.
Echolocation kind of thing.
Like when you see things and it looks like a face, you know, it's our
Yeah.
brain making it into what that is. Or you're trying to sleep in the laundry across the room, looks like a monster coming at you or something.
Imagine being the
too often.
person.
Dude, it's stupid.
Too often.
Stupid.
I'd be sleeping with the TV on.
I'm gonna,
Total drama
Have you
island.
guys ever had
Total
sleep
drama island.
paralysis?
no, I've actually never had.
I
it.
have. Right after my dad passed away, I swear it was him messing with me. I swear it was him messing with me.
Just holding you down.
I went to sleep. Well, I went to sleep and I woke up and I couldn't move. My eyes were open and I was in my room and everything was the way my room was when I woke up every day to go to work. And I could hear my computer chair slowly rolling towards me,
hell no.
but I couldn't move. And I was like, what is going on? And for some reason I could just like feel my dad. And I was like, this dude's fucking with me
He
right
stun
now.
locked
You know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And I finally was able to either go back to sleep or wake up. I don't remember, but like I opened my eyes and all I could do was lay sideways and just look straight and heard my computer chair like at the foot of my bed just moving. And I
Oh,
was like,
no.
what the hell's going on? And then I woke up later on and it looked the exact same. Bathroom light was on. You know what I mean? Like it was
That's
just like I was
crazy.
there awake. It was
If I
so
ever
strange.
get sleep paralysis, hopefully I never do. First off, if I do, and then when I get it, I just start seeing stuff move. That's when I get pissed off. Like that just is like unfair. Because like if
I
I, can
think
just
I
like
would just-
look and like I,
think
can't
I
move.
would
Okay,
force
cool.
myself to move somehow. I
Oh,
would
it's
be
just like
I
you're
have
just
to
breaking
move.
out of
I
this
think
cycle.
you can, but I don't think you can because you're still asleep. It was such a strange thing. I was
hell
paralyzed.
no.
I couldn't move.
And I don't
All
even want to
did
go
was
to
open
bed
my
tonight. I
eyes.
don't even want to go to bed.
Yeah, it's wild. Other people have the thing where they say it feels something sitting on their chest and like they
Yeah.
can see it, and it, like, but mine was just different. I'm also a side sleeper, so maybe that helped me out there.
I'm gonna start sleeping on my stomach
Right.
at this point. dude.
Just on your
No,
back.
dude, you wake up, it's just touching your butt. Like
It's gonna be like right in front of my face, and I'm like, okay, damn, I did this to myself. Should have slept on my back.
This was a mistake, grave mistake. Yeah, that's wild, man. You guys have any ghost encounters at all?
No,
growing
man.
up or nothing.
Let's not even talk about it 'cause I don't even want to get any. That I'm like so like I would never want to get anything with like some spirits,
I've had
demons.
some wild stuff
Hell
going
no.
on, dude.
Hell no.
Wild stuff.
I haven't, not that I can recall, I haven't had any, but my dad and my mom have so many. I don't know if like that stuff just got so much less popular by the time that I was older, but I feel like people just had nothing to do back in like the 80s and 90s. And so they just were doing dumb shit to see what would happen. Like my mom did like the light as a feather thing, where they lift them up with like their fingers, and my mom was the one that got lifted up, and it was with her
Possessed.
little sister friends.
Immediately, just got possessed. Boom.
And then my dad had friends who did stuff with Ouija boards.
Yeah, my brother Tyler was into Ouija
And
boards.
The Ouija boards
one
where
time,
I call it. I'm not doing
Yeah,
none
heck
of that.
no.
It's wild, too.
I ain't doing none of that. And
and
then when
he,
they were like,
they were driving one time with this guy, and they were coming across a railroad, and there was just this silhouette, this dark black silhouette, no body though, like headlights going through it, but there was a silhouette of a man. Very creepy, very eerie.
I would never, like, first of all, I'm not even going to play a Ouija board to save my life. Very religious man. Shout out to my God. But I'm never playing a game, too, where in, like, the instructions, it's like, you got to ask to leave. Like, you got to make sure you got to say goodbye. Like, I'm not, who am I?
Like
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And if you don't do it right, they're gonna stick with you.
Like, how is Hasbro selling that and being like, hey, kids, by the
Like,
way, make sure to
sales
say
are through
goodbye
the
to the spirits you're talking to. And the kids are like,
it's 6 and
yeah.
up. It's 6 and up. They should be conscious enough to make those decisions by
If
themselves.
you can't say goodbye, you're done. You're like, you're possessed for the rest of your life.
Cooked.
You're
You're
going to be in
gonna
a
have-
horror movie.
Franklin is gonna be with you for the rest of your life.
Dude.
Everybody wants to talk to their dead dog.
Yeah.
Hell no, that dog ain't talking, bro.
Dog's just spamming. It's
You
just
read
spamming
out-
yes
you're
on
like,
the Ouija
no, it's
board.
just WOOF like over and over again.
And you're like, dude, I just got my soul taken away for this. Like, damn, fuck you,
Just see
dude.
woof.
Like, I'm about to fucking spaz out right here.
Starts humping your leg.
Dude, I'd be trying to figure out all the, like, I'm like already in
Well,
so
'cause-
deep, I'm going to do like resurrection
You know what's
to
cra-
straight beat this shit
Just
out of this dog.
necromancy?
Yeah, like I'm already in so deep, I already did the board, start doing some spells and shit, just so I can whoop this dog's
Shadow
ass.
wizard one again. Dude, like they some will like mimic others too. So if you're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
it's
100%.
just my dead mother. Yeah, and they'll just be like, yes, they're just fucking with you.
Yeah, sure
It's
it
just some
is.
dude named Bradley
Might go
that's like
strangle
from
your little brother.
San Antonio, San Francisco, just
Yeah.
about to touch you in your sleep, make you go
Listen to your-
paralyzed.
It's like, oh, if you don't say goodbye to me, you're good.
I'm gonna touch you.
going
I'm
to.
gonna
I
touch you.
got you.
There's nothing you can do about it. I'm
You're
gonna touch
stuck
you.
with me.
Have you guys heard about all this DMT elves and stuff they've been talking about?
Elves?
Yeah, they're taking this DMT and it's just like a hardcore hallucinogenic, but everybody's meeting the same elves. Every person, no matter who they are, is doing it. Look into that. I'd never do it. I don't do hallucinogenics.
Like elves, like
wood, like some kind
like
of wood.
wooden
They're
elves?
calling them elves. They're DMT elves, is what they're calling them. But everybody's meeting the
This is like-
same.
I'm never
people.
taking
That
a
sounds like
drug.
the Hat Man.
I'm never taking a drug
You
if
do
it's
the Benadryl?
guaranteed to give me the same high as somebody else.
heard
Like,
about
you
that?
know what I'm
There's a
saying?
Hat
Like,
Man when you take Benadryl.
Look up Benadryl Hat Man. When you take when you OD on Benadryl, not like to the point of dying, obviously,
Yeah,
but when you
dude.
take like a shit ton, everyone had not everyone, but a ton of people who do it have had this occurrence where they get visited
They
by
see the
this
same guy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild. It's the same people as the elves, is what they're calling them.
Yeah, I'm not
And they're
doing
all
that.
interested in
That's
stuff.
like
and-
some
What are they
ring. That's
interested
no,
in?
that's
Dude,
the
they're
ring.
just asking
trinkets?
people questions and stuff. I don't honestly know. You'd have to look at. There's just a bunch of people that are meeting. I mean, it's wild. It's interesting, but it ain't anything I ever want to know
That's the
about.
that's
Yeah,
the,
I'm not
that's
trying
the
to meet
premise
these
of the
elves,
ring.
bro.
That's the premise of the ring. Oh,
Yeah,
watch
right?
this tape and you'll freaking trip out.
They're warm.
That looks like
Uncomfortably warm.
it looks like all the time we have for this episode.
All right, guys. My name is Davon. Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast talking about cryptids and hell and resurrection. So,
I'm Drew. It went a bit off the rails, but it was fun.
I guess I'm gonna stop. My name's Donnie. How you doing? That was a great time. Darion, you gonna say goodbye?
Hey,
Please.
Tim,
Tim.
and goodbye.
See you later, butter potato chips. What do I?